Yo, YouTube, what's up with your boy, Sports and Fitness Rants? I'm back, guys. Click that like button. Subscribe to my channel. Ladies and gentlemen, on my channel, I'm always telling you guys, live an active lifestyle, make smart nutritional choices. Fight against the laziness, right? Fight against the laziness. And I've also told you guys in the channel to not forget about the kids, man. That's right, ladies and gentlemen. The children out there, man, are suffering and they're falling behind. And in society, especially here in America, the children, guys, and I've done videos on this in the past, the children, like I said, guys, are falling way behind, man. They're in bad shape. A lot of these kids, I'm talking about young, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10 years old. These kids are overweight. They're out of shape. They are not in good condition. They'll walk up a flight of stairs and they're breathing heavy at these young ages. Because what happens in society, what has happened in society is the parents, us, we have fallen off, ladies and gentlemen. We know what we look like. We know how we feel in society. Look at us. We look like hell out here. I've done videos on this, right? We look like hell out here as a society, ladies and gentlemen. We have completely been into a sedentary lifestyle. No one wants to move. Everyone wants to sit more. They don't want to move more. Everyone is looking for convenience and comfort, right? Everyone wants to sit on their butts all day and do nothing. Everybody wants food and everything to come to them. Nobody wants to make their food from scratch. This is us being lazy. And when we think about the children, it trickles down to the children. If we're not keeping ourselves in line, if we're not keeping ourselves to a standard, holding ourselves accountable, how the hell are we supposed to keep our kids and hold our kids accountable? How are we going to do it? We can do it, and that's why we haven't done it, and that's the problem going on right now. So when we think about our children, it's very important to keep our kids active, the children active, guys. And what do I mean by active? Keeping them involved in sports and extracurricular activities, so to speak. It doesn't have to be an actual traditional sport like a basketball, a football, a baseball, a hockey. It could be something like maybe wrestling. It could be something like an MMA class, a rock climbing class, or, those walls that kids like to climb. Any one of these things is your kid being active, and that will help your child overall, guys. Also, we must think about something like being competitive in sports. Being competitive is good for children. Interacting with other children. Kids need that interaction. In society now, even for the adults, we don't know how to interact with people. People don't know how to speak anymore. Everyone talks through texting. That's what we do now. Kids don't want to go outside and play. They want to talk online, right? They want to type and text. No one wants to actually go out there. They want to live in the metaverse. This is what we're dealing with now, the metaverse. Think about how that sounds, ladies and gentlemen. Don't fall into these traps, and don't allow your kids to fall into these traps. Once again, just because you let yourself go, don't allow your kids to go down that same road. It's not fair to them. But hold yourself accountable. Like I said, at least if you're going to do it, at least do it for your children's sake. Even if you want to be lazy and not make a small nutritional choice, at least do it for your children. All right? Show them something positive. Be what, guys? What have I told you guys on this channel? Be the inspiration for the people around you, especially your children, if you have children. So remember, don't let them quit sports because they're not good, maybe. You put them in a sport, they don't like it. Make sure that that if they don't like it, it has nothing to do with them not being good at a sport. Right? You don't want to force a kid to play something he doesn't like to do, but don't let your kid be discouraged if they're not good at that sport. Still, I'll tell you guys a quick story. When I was about 11 years old, about 10, 11 years old, my mother got us involved in Pop Warner football. I had never played football, tackle football, guys, with pads, helmets, all this stuff. Before this point, I never played football, guys. Growing up in the city, there was no Pop Warner in the city. It was PAL basketball and, things of that nature. Little League was there. So when we moved into a new neighborhood and they had a football available, my mother got me and my brothers involved in football. Like I said, never played football. I watched it, never played it, though. The first game, guys, that I played in, right? After being on the team for a couple of weeks, I was done. I did not want to play any longer. And I told my mother that I didn't want to play. And it was because I was scared. Not because I didn't like football. I was scared. I didn't want to tackle these kids. And I didn't want to be tackled. I was playing outside linebacker, I think I was. And I remember this play, guys, when I was about 11 years old. Playing outside linebacker. Running back comes around in a sweep. It's me and him one-on-one. That's it. There's no one else there. It's me and him. And instead of tackling him, I attempted to push him out of bounds because I was scared to tackle. I didn't really know how to tackle. And immediately, I remember my coach screaming at me on the sideline, telling me to stop being soft, stop being scared. Remember, guys, this is back in the day. You could say these kinds of things, right? You go push kids like that without them being so sensitive with things. And I remember him telling me to stop being scared and go out there and tackle somebody, man. And I told my mother I didn't want to play anymore. I didn't like it. I was scared to tackle people. And you know what my mother told me? To suck it up and you're going to continue to play. And she didn't force me to play, but she wouldn't allow me to quit. She wouldn't allow that. So what ended up happening is the football down the road ended up becoming my best sport, the sport that I was the most successful in, guys. I was recruited by D1 schools. I was all county, all section, all league at my high school, right? I played on varsity, and this was after years. After the first year, I did not even want to play anymore. I wanted to quit football. My mother would not allow me to do this. So I said it to say this. Do not allow your children to quit a sport just because they're not good or maybe they're scared to engage in this sport, especially if it's their first time trying this sport. You have to give these things time. You have to give them time. Sometimes the coach could impact a child and maybe make them not want to play a sport, or it could do the opposite and make them want to play. I told you I coach kids, and I try to be a positive influence and make everything positive as far as the sport goes. I don't tell kids they have to be good or get mad at them because they're not good at the sport. They don't have the skills for a certain sport. But they're going to hustle, and they're going to go out there, and they're going to give the effort. We're not going to lollygag out here on the court or on the field. We're going to give the effort, and we're going to show some teamwork. We're going to show some sportsmanship, and we're going to learn how to play the game, and we're going to have fun doing it. That's what's about for children, guys. So don't allow your kids to quit a sport or give up on something because they don't like it or they're scared. Keep them involved in these things. Like I said, maybe switch the sport, try something different, but keep them active. Don't let them sit in the house and play video games and sit on their butt all day and just type and text. Make sure they're getting out there, they're getting the interaction, they're getting the exercise. More important, guys, than anything is the exercise, the movement for children. Because they've gotten lazy, they've gotten way obese. Because we have gotten obese as the parents. We have failed the children. You guys know the deal on this channel, man. Continue, guys, to make small nutritional choices and live the active lifestyle and be the motivation, inspire the people around you, especially your kids.